नमस्कार व्यूअर्स। गेट द फर्स्ट विकेट विद द फर्स्ट बॉल ऑफ द ओवर। पहली गेंद से पहला विकेट क्रिकेट में आम कहावत है। रेलवे में कैसे पॉसिबल है, इसको हम कैसे करते हैं रेलवे एक्सीडेंट्स में। दिस इज हाउ आई डू इट। और कैसे की जाती है इसको देखने के लिए आपको मेरे साथ टिल द एंड ऑफ दिस वीडियो बने रहना है। तो मैं कुछ टिप्स आपको दूंगा विच विल बी वेरी हेल्पफुल टू यू। कैसे करना है, क्या करना है, आइए देखते हैं आगे। So this is a case study. I received information that there have been a derailment on one of the railways and 5 BTPMs have derailed. So क्या करना होगा, कैसे अप्रोच करना है। तो first thing first is always get the BPC. BPC ले लें and check it. A BPC is a brake power certificate and this rake was closed circuit rake. Okay. अब बीपीसी के बारे में थोड़ा सा जान लेते हैं। व्हाट इज क्लोज सर्किट रेक। तो इसमें क्या होता है कि ओनली ऑफ पीओएच ऑफ आरओएच एयर ब्रेक वॉगन्स आर यूज्ड इन न्यू सीसी रेक्स अनलेस अप्रूव्ड बाय सीआरएससी। 100% brake power to be ensured during its mechanical examination. Examination must be done only at nominated base depots. Base depot code must be stenciled on the wagons. BPC validity 75,000 है, but now it has been increased depending on the type of brake. If it is BTP and it is something different. If it is box and it is something different. BLC है तो उसका different है if it is a closed circuit. So this vary and closed circuit जो बीपीसी होती है उसके पेपर का जो कलर है दैट इज येलो, सो दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव गिवन अ बैकग्राउंड आल्सो येलो। एंड प्लीज नोट, दिस इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट this BPC becomes invalid if more than 4 wagons are attached or detached. So we need to have the vehicle guidance also from the guard. जब भी एक्सीडेंट हो तो vehicle guidance हमें ले लेना है, या stabled more than 24 hours at any non-loading station. अगर इसकी डिटेंशन है more than 24 hours, then also the BPC becomes invalid. Move to non-nominated zones. These are as per IRC I have taken, but there are subsequent instruction circulars. Those are also to be taken into account. Not moved towards PME depot when it's overdue, and driver failed to log kilometers properly. See, this is most important. Drivers normally kilometer log नहीं करते. मैंने बहुत से cases देखे हैं. These drivers do not log the total cumulative kilometers. जैसे फरीदाबाद में एक जोनल रेलवे में एक्सीडेंट हुआ था, तो व्हेन आई आस्क्ड फॉर बीपीसी and the kilometers, so against 10,000 kilometers it had already run 12,000 kilometers and nobody was aware of it. So this is the duty of FOIS. डिवीजन का FOIS है वो इसके ऊपर में they keep a tab and watch, so it does not exceed the kilometers and the number of days, right? So this is about closed circuit. Then we have another type of BPC. This is premium end-to-end rake examination formed using air brake wagons, box and BCN, BOBR, and etc. Examination is to be done in empty at depots like BP है, ऐसा mention किया रहता है उसमें. BPC validity is 12 days, allowing multiple loading unloading cycles. After 12 days, no loading is allowed. 3 days grace period if loaded on the 12th day and the distance is not that much. And after 15 days examination must be done even if loaded. BPC color is green, so that's why the background I have given green. So there's another third type of BPC. This is end-to-end, that was premium. This is end-to-end examination and all the conditions whatsoever applied to this type of brake power certificate is being displayed on this screen. So this is about the BPC. Now the color of BPC, if it is air brake stock, then it is green, and if the vacuum brake आजकल तो normally है नहीं, then the color of this BPC is pink. So I have given both the green and pink colors for this flight. Then these are the relay boards circular issued for the BPC of CC rake. So here it is mentioned as BPC of rakes for box and HL wagons from existing 7,500 kilometers to 30 plus 5 days, whichever is earlier, to 10,000 kilometers or 35. So these instructions keep on changing, revising. So we should keep ourselves updated with the latest board's guideline and board's letter on extension of the BPC being given towards these rakes. So this was introduction to what is brake power certificate and various type of brake power certificates used in the railway system. Now let's come back to the particular accident case. कभी कभार हम लोग को ना रेक में इस तरह की कम्बिनेशन ऑफ कपलिंग मिलती है, नॉट इन डिरेल्ड केस, नॉर्मल केसेस में कभी कभार मिल जाती है. So this indicates that there is a height difference between the two. और ये जो बैठी हुई है, so this could be due to three possible reasons. One is your wheel diameters, then second is the suspension system, and third is the loading pattern, whether overloaded or unevenly loaded or something like that. So we have to check all these things. So this is in fact in a derailed condition, but ऐसा दिखने को मिल जाता है अपने को बहुत बार. सिमिलरली ये जो इसके साइड मिरर होते हैं ना, दिस इज नोन एज साइड मिरर, कांस्टेंट टच के हैं. इसमें पीयू पैड्स रहते हैं अंदर में, ये ऊपर में कप रहता है इन्वर्टेड कप में. तो ये गैप नॉर्मली नहीं रहता, दीज आर कांस्टेंट टच. तो इफ वी फाइंड अ गैप, देन वी हैव टू बी अगेन मोर पर्टिकुलर अबाउट द लोडिंग पैटर्न. बट दिस इज अ BTPN केस, दिस इज डिफरेंट थिंग. वी हैव टू गो इन फॉर द चेक ऑफ स्प्रिंग्स. So this is the master stroke which I played, I must say. Stroke को कुछ नहीं है. Once we get the wagons derailed, और adjacent wagon को भी एक को रख लें, और उसके साथ let us check the buffer height in the condition it had derailed and subsequently re-railed. So क्या हुआ उसमें? जब हमने इसका buffer height मापा तो ये देखिए इस तरह से 1018 मिला. Then we got 1005. So 1018, 105, 1007, 1015. So ये सारी चीज़ें जो है, दिस इज लेस देन व्हाट यू कॉल बफर हाइट जो मिली हमको 1030 से कम मिली. एंड रूल 44.17.17 से सेंटर बफर हाइट नॉट इन अकॉर्डेंस विद 2, तो ये चैप्टर रिजेक्शन में आती है. और ये 2.23 क्या है कि इसकी जो है लोडेड हाइट जो है, इट शुड नॉट बी लेस देन 1030. So 1030 is the minimum prescribed CBC height. So what I got was, at the first check I got buffer height that was lower than the minimum required. So यहाँ से मेरा doubt चला गया towards suspension system. So this is my first ball and the first wicket I got. So these are the springs then were dismantled and taken for checking the grouping of springs. तो इस तरह फिर हम लोग वो टेस्ट बेंच पे ले जाते हैं. दिस वाज द डिस्प्ले ऑफ द ग्रुपिंग ऑफ स्प्रिंग्स. वी हैव अ डिफरेंस ऑफ 3 मिलीमीटर हाइट में. तो कोई ग्रीन आ रहा है, कोई येलो आ रहा है, कोई किस तरह का आ रहा है, कोई किस तरह का आ रहा है. सो ऑल द स्प्रिंग्स वर सब्जेक्टेड टू फ्री हाइट चेक्स थ्रू electronics mechatronic system available at the depot. ये इस तरह से उसका डिस्प्ले आता है. Also the height is displayed. Well, these are another visuals what we can see of more springs, how it is displayed, how it is shown. We can see कि ये कलर भी दिखा रहा है यहाँ पे इसकी 257.9 214 इसकी हाइट भी डिस्प्ले हो रही है. Similarly, all these springs were tested and we had recorded this. This
कितना
is
L4O L
as per the number of springs.
L4O L4 outer outer 200
So these are the different various colors which are displayed, and you must have heard. So somewhere it is green, somewhere it is yellow, somewhere it is white and all. So these color codings are checked. These are based within a difference of 3 millimeter. So these are grouped. इस ढंग से ग्रुप किए जाते हैं कि इसकी हाइट जो है 3 millimeter से ज़्यादा नेस्ट में या ट्रॉली में नहीं होनी चाहिए. So this is as per the revised wagon manual of wagons. Just for knowledge, I wanted to, have a display of this pro forma wagons, as because if we read para 5, relevant details of adjacent vehicle should also be given if the cause of derailment is not apparent. So adjacent wagon gave us a hint about the lower height, so we went to have a check on the adjacent as well as the derailed one, so which gave us a hint that let us go in for checking about the suspension system, which was giving abnormal reading less than the minimum prescribed. So all notes are available on the proforma. Only the thing is that we need to keep our eyes and mind open towards all these written material. So as per the available records, we had seen that in loaded condition, the heights were less than the minimum required of 1030 millimeter, which I tried to display through these arrows. So this gave us a clear indication that the suspension system might be not up to the required standard, and the deflecting characteristics may have lost its specific K value. So then we went on and we checked all the springs, and this is the tabulation sheet what we got it. I'm just getting it displayed, and we can see the different colors. Now the red cross, these do not respond to any of the height mentioned for this type of trolley, because for outer 260 is the maximum, 262 is for the inner. So here what we are getting is that we are getting heights abruptly, and these are the groups on each wagon. Same group of springs should be used. If it is green, then it is the range for outer is 257 to 260. So the color is green. So here what we are seeing is that we have all colorful matching of the springs, whatever we had been given, and the red cross marks are, see, we have a 264. 264 is nowhere any height mentioned in this. So like this way for the inner, for the outer, for the snubber, we have different types of colors, and see, this is what is in fact undesirable. So different colors, see, white is nowhere, 253, 253 कहाँ से आ गया, nobody knows, for this type of inner. 253, now this is the white color. So if we go in for the difference of height, so 4 mm, then 253, 259, this is 6 millimeter. So like this way, these are abrupt height variations which are undesirable, and this is maximum restricted to 3 millimeter only. So this is giving a clear indication of a total improper grouping of the springs on this particular wagon. So this is the deflected height. Now see the deflected height what we are getting, 248, है then 248, then we have 244, then we have 260. Now 260 is the free height, and we are getting 260. So is there any deflection? There is a stiffer spring, I suppose. Again, see here 257, 258, 250, 249, 248, and 246, 252, 49. So these are the heights what we record under the deflected height of springs under column 50. Now, what is the deflected height? Let us have a look at it. So, deflected height for the springs according to drawing number WD83069S1 for NLB, the working height is 217. So, this is the working height what has been given commonly. The working height for all the springs is common 217, 217, 217, and load are given over here 217, working height of springs. See, this is what is mentioned over here. And the load at working height is 1976 for outer, 922 for inner spring, and 1001 kg is for the snubber, which gives the equal amount of 217. So at this working height, these are standardized. This is how we check the deflected height and compare it with the drawings. This is the drawing applicable for 22WD, CASNUP 22W, 22WR, 22W modified, 22NLB bogies. This is the drawing. And for HS it is different. It is 211 against 217. So when we discuss HS trolley, we'll have that drawing also. Well, viewers, thanks for being with me for this video. And in this, what I wanted to explain or share my experience is that whenever we come across such derailments, especially the PV engineers, what we need to do is that need not be panic. First and foremost thing is to collect the documents. Documents mean first is the BPC, the vehicle guidance, the GDR reports, all documents available with the guard regarding the attachment, detachment, shunting, running total kilometers, cumulative kilometers run from the BPC, whether it is recorded or not recorded. Then second thing is the speed chart we need to obtain with complete event recording about the features like date, time, speed, distance. It is electrical loco with throttle position. Then we have the OHE current, we have the tractive effort, dynamic brake, and all these with the full event recordings in short version per second version. So we got BPC where we can check whether it is valid or invalid, whether the cumulative kilometers are logged in or not. Then we have the speed chart from where we can assess the timing of the derailment by calculating the total track distance, and from the distance field we can subtract that length, and then we can reach at what time probable derailment could have occurred from the time distance, as well as if the driver has applied the brakes, drop in the air pressure, or there is a increase in the OHE current, or if there is a increase in the tractive effort. So from there we can guess what is the probable time. Then after derailment in loaded condition, check the CBC height. This will give you a clear indication about the behavior of the suspension system and the loading both. I leave the wheel diameter considering that it shall not be that much lower side, right? So this is how I came across a low buffer height, which gave me indication about the poor suspension system. And once we checked the suspension system, yes, we found it, the spring height varying up to 9 mm, 6 mm, 8 mm, or so whatever I have displayed in this. These are all joint taken records. So this is the proper way how we get, and this is how on the first ball of the first over we can have a wicket. Thank you for watching. Thanks, and apology for any up down words. It is not meant to target any particular individual or any department. This is just sharing my knowledge how we deal with the derailments, and especially for the PV engineers, those who are new to the railway system and those who haven't faced much of derailment. Thank you once again. Keep liking, viewing, sharing, and subscribing my channel. This is your own channel made for you for knowledge sharing purpose only.